Remember one thing, content is king. You are not the king. You are just part of this kingdom, maybe. So you have to decide what role you want for yourself in this kingdom. When Bill Gates wrote this famous paper, Content is King, in 1996, he said that I see content is where most of the money on the internet is going to come from, just like it did in broadcasting. And he mentions that content is going to drive every single segment in the future of businesses. He is mentioning that content is going to drive businesses. This is one point which most of the content writers of our times are missing. They are thinking the freelance content writer is a job. Not that I am saying this is any less in terms of the value and the nature of the job. I cannot directly say that there is nothing like content writing, but certainly I will be honest and upfront, and I will say that instead of working just as a content writer, it's much better if you align your content expertise with any functional segment of the business. This is very important. When you scroll through social media posts, and there are so many awesome content, even in Instagram, people are posting their photographs and just 1 or 2 words of content maybe. But see how beautifully those 2, 3 words, or even 1 word, connects and fits with the photograph, and how beautiful the overall posts look to you. It's very enchanting. It instantly connects sometimes. So are they all content writers? No. Most of them are genius, doctors, or they can be they can be from any walk of life, but they are producing content which is sellable. So I'm not saying that there is nothing like content writing these days, but the point I'm trying to make is that today everyone is a content writer. Everyone is expected to write, because in every home you will find that there is at least one writer. In every family there is at least one writer these days. Gone are those days when we used to have 1 in a million people who became famous writer, and those times were different. Today's times are different. Today you cannot call it a full-time job. You cannot say that I will quit my job and I will do a full-time writing job. I want to get my novel published. No, there's a lot of economics that comes into the picture straight away, and it's about your survival. Unless you are incredibly rich, it's very difficult. Do not compare yourself with yesterday's legends like Mark Twain or Emerson or Coleridge or Shakespeare or Bernard Shaw. No, times are very different. And if you are a freelance content writer anyway, you are not getting increments, annual increments every year, because you are talking to random clients who are meeting you for the first time, and who they are paying you money in lieu of your work, which they can sometimes outrightly reject without even paying you. And what you can do here, you can at best vent out your frustration on social media, but that's not going to help. So the point is, I don't see that kind of valor and prestige attached in the day-to-day work of a content writer as much we see in cases where a content person is aligning their content expertise in specific function business vertical, because straight away there is an ROI angle, and you get the credit for it, you get the money for it, you get the annual increment, and there is an entire career ladder that gets set for you. So this is something which is very important, and it's most of the content writers of today, they are missing it. They are thinking the content is king and I work in content. No, you are not working in content. Writing is just one fragment, just small part of the content. When we talk about content, there's a lot of things. Podcast can be content, video series can be content, any damn thing can be content on internet. Everything is basically, it's a content. The entire thing, the entire universe is all about content on internet. So how to build your career in content? There are 2 types of content, one editorial and one is creative. Basically all the content fall under these 2 sides. One is editorial, means you are when you are very good at grammar and the basics of the language, and you understand the cultural nuances of language, you understand the very fine nuances of language. For example, do you know that there is a difference between British English and American English, both in its spelling and also in accent? Also in accent, because schedule in London can become schedule in America. So a lot of fine differences are there. There are words that are used in UK which are not used in America, and automatically, if someone is a linguist, they can identify where are you coming from. So the point I'm trying to make is there are a lot of fine nuances of cultural patterns, behavioral patterns, and the grammar basics that that you have to have a command at when you are going to build a career in the editorial. Also, there are style guides. Do you know that there are so many style guides? Chicago Manual is a style guide. Associated Press is a different style guide. Like that, there are so many style guides. So it's a different ball game altogether when you are going to build your career in editorial content. I think, according to me, the best possible industry to work on here is journalism. If you want to align your expertise in editorial content with any functional dependence, functional vertical of a business, I think the best thing here is to go under journalism umbrella. Do not forget that if you fail to become a public servant officer, or you wanted to become an Air Force pilot or a doctor, you wanted that prestige in society, but you could not become all these. There is something which you can still do with expertise in editorial content, which is becoming a journalist. This profession has a time-honored pedigree. So personally, I would suggest, and I'd really advise any newcomer, that if you really want to make a career in editorial aspect of content, the best thing is to become a journalist. It's a fantastic life, and there is a prestige attached to it. Even politicians fear from you. So this is about editorial content. What if you are good at creative side of the content? Well, there are so many ways the creative side of content can be aligned with, and three most important and popular ways are to align your content expertise with advertising, marketing, and the third one is using content expertise to drive business partnerships. This one requires a lot of sales and marketing and project management angle, and it's more about how you present yourself. So you have the content expertise, but directly you are generating business for the company. You are working to generate content partnerships for the company, and if you talk about advertising, again there is a reputation and prestige attached to it. Say, for example, it's one thing to say that you are a freelance content writer, and it's another thing altogether to say that, hey, I'm an advertising professional. So, oh, you're in advertising, great. So what do you do? Do you do shoots? No, I don't do shoots. I'm a copywriter. I write slogans. I write campaigns. Have you heard about Share a Coke campaign? Yeah, I was the person who wrote those 3 words, which gave my company millions and millions in revenues. So this is a very good field to align your creative content to make a great career in future. Another way is to align it with marketing. Now, every company today has a digital marketing division. Every company has it. So digital marketing is actually built on the foundation of content. What you have to do is to expand your horizon a bit and learn about tools and techniques related to content marketing, digital marketing. You have to know a bit about SEO, search engine optimization, and keywords, and tools like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, SharePoint. There are so many content tools and platforms. And you also have to know a bit about, if possible, about Google Analytics. And basically it's about writing sellable content, because standalone content is not of much value. You have to write a content that sells, because this is all it's about. So digital marketing is a fantastic field. Now, the third one is using content to generate business partnerships. It's like content partnerships. As we said, this is probably a very senior management role, and this is probably the real thing, because this is, you are directly generating money for the company. You are bringing businesses for the company. So what, according to me, is a complete content package? Yeah, according to me, a person is a complete content package if they are good at all these things. If they are very sound in an editorial aspect, they're impeccably good at grammar, they know all the style guides, they know the fine nuances of differences, they know that all the 30 native English speaking countries have different English, and I can identify those traits. They are good at advertising content, they are good at writing short copies or long form copies or thought leading articles, they are good at the digital marketing tools and techniques, they are good at analytics, they are also good at presenting themselves and uh, helping businesses drive partnerships or generate content projects for the company, bringing in money. So if someone is good at all these things, we may call them a complete content package. So this is what it is, a content ecosystem in University of West. We have to identify where we are falling in this content kingdom. Do you want to become a pawn in this kingdom on the square board, or you want to become the bishop, knight, rook, or the queen?